Good afternoon, everyone. You got Jay here with my wonderful wife and business partner, Deborah Graham. She does a lot of the art and illustrations in the book. We worked with another artist as well, but her work is fantastic. I couldn't have chosen a better person to have as my artist. Uh, but anyways, this is gonna be our first episode of my wife's solo campaign podcast. We'll also be doing another a separate game with our good friend Daniel, or also known as Moop. So we're gonna try to showcase how this game can be played with two people, all the way up to 5 to 6 people. So I did make a character to play alongside her to give her a partner in crime, and yeah, so we're definitely gonna have some fun with it. Um, Go over some of the rules with you guys, and just have a blast with the story. I'd also like to let you know that we're going to be having some amazing music. So my artist who created the music for the game itself, the soundtrack, his name is Visoto. I'll have all his information linked in the bio, so you guys can in the or sorry, I'll have his information linked below, so you guys can go to his Amazon. He has the music posted on Amazon, YouTube, I think Spotify. So I'll make sure those links are in the section below. Also, we are our sponsorship with FIXION skateboards. They're is ran by a really good friend of mine, based out of Kenosha, Wisconsin. Amazing guy, family oriented. He has an online shop, so if you're in the Wisconsin area, you can go out there and visit the shop personally, or you can buy it online. He has great prices, great custom decks. He does custom builds with bearings, wheels, decks, cool graphics, grip tape, anything you need. I'm not the biggest on skateboarding. I know a little bit about it, but yeah. So definitely check out the. I'll have the information linked below as well. But first, we'll start off with an introduction of my beautiful wife, Deborah. Go ahead and say hello to everybody out there.
Hello, good afternoon.
And Deborah, do you want to talk about your character a little bit?
So I created a character named Mirai Echo. She grew up as a street kid, was brought in as a young kid into the corporate academy, and that's where she learned sonometry. Um, she, we've already done some playtest with her, so unfortunately y'all don't get to start with session 1, but through our play, we've seen that she was betrayed by the corporations, so she joined the Vanguard to fight back. And that's where we're picking up now, is while she's fighting with the Vanguards.
Awesome. So yeah, she's absolutely right. Um, I do have a mission planned out for her. There's a lot of espionage type spy stuff going on between her and her old handler. Because she was at one time one of those dirty corpos, as we all know. But she has since reformed and became a Vanguard. You can catch all that information, and that entire story is in the core rulebook. So um, that's the starting adventure. Is the adventure that we did, that we wrote into the game. So give me a few minutes here, and we'll get started. And hold on 1 second here while I bring up my information.
I think I should note, so we don't confuse people, that her undercover name while she's working back in Arco Prime with a new face is Lily Duncan. So if you hear people refer to her as Lily Duncan, that's her undercover name.
That's right. Okay, gonna bring up the information here. Okay. Okay. I believe it should be storage device, maybe books. No, wrong one. going to kick this off good. I've got an opening scene for you.
Okay.
Now, you've been to Rachel's Bar and Grill.
Yes.
That's where you've had your first mission through her. She is the navigator in the area, the main navigator in Prosperon, and in this sector of Prosperon. And she runs her business out of a bar and grill. But anyways, it's going to start off in Arco Prime. Arco Prime was settling in for another long night. Streetlights sputtered, throwing weak halos onto gutters slicked with 3 days of relentless rain. The city felt like a tired old man, catching his breath between whispers and deals and the sharp crack of a trail. Trash, urban tumbleweeds skittered across the cracked pavement, looking for just the right alley to pile up and rot. Rachel was where the forgotten things went to die, or sometimes to be reborn. Tucked at the end of the side of the alley, there was nothing but a battered metal door with a single naked bulb swinging like a hangman. A faded bar and grill stenciled on the wall, half-eaten by rust, was the only sign. Whoever chose the spot didn't want company, didn't want cameras, and certainly didn't want questions. Inside the air was thick, a mix of cooking grease and something sharper, maybe cheap synthetic smoke, or an acid tank of smoldering fumes from the kitchen's back room. Cracked vinyl booze lined one wall, gleaming under the dim light. The bar itself was a battle-scarred stretch of wood soaked in spilled drinks and whispered secrets. Rachel, the proprietor, stood behind it. One cybernetic arm crossed over her chest. The other polishing glasses that would never truly be clean. Echo slipped in, her coat clenched tight, her eyes darting, cataloging every shadow, every face in the room. She moved with the quiet grace of a predator, no wasted motion. Rachel caught her eye, a silent acknowledgement passing between them. Without a word, Rachel poured something amber into a chipped tumbler. And she looks at you and she says, "I got a job for you."
What's the job?
"I need you to follow me. This one is personal," she says.
I'm right behind you.
Alright, so she guides you back to her back room where she does her business that's basically off the books. And she walks in, she goes behind her desk, she hits a button and the door slides shut. And she points her hand down towards the seat and says, "Take a seat."
I sit.
He says,
Meanwhile, I've taken my drink with me.
"Alright, you got your tumbler with you?"
Yes.
And she says, "Yeah, I could use a drink too." She walks over and she pours herself a glass of strong bourbon, Prosperon bourbon, and she slams one back and pours herself another one, slams the second one back. She says, "So, the client, goes by the name of Monet. I'm playing the middleman on this one. The job's not directly for me. Not directly from me. But like I said, I protect my clients and I protect my agents who work for me.
Alright.
I'll make sure you get paid well. But this job has layers to it. And each layer peeled back, it gets worse and worse. You can pick your own team. I'm sure you might want Zane on this one with you. You need some muscle."
Gotta have Zane.
Okay. And she says she grabs and she's old school, so she has pens and paper, and she takes a business card, she flips it over, and she writes an address and a sector, and she slides it over to you. She says, "Be there 12 a.m. sharp tonight. You you have. She looks down at her bio watch and says, "You have 2 hours." Monet will meet you here, and you guys can discuss business and what she's going to require of you.
I'll be there.
Right? And she's going to go over payment with you as well. As soon as she goes over payment with you, you contact me. You let me know exactly what you guys worked up, and I'll let you know if it's fair.
All right.
Good. All right. You need anything else from me?
I think we're good to go, Rachel.
Good, good. All right. How many people are you getting on this job? Because you know the more you get, the more it's going to be split.
Probably just get Zane.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're good.
You guys are a rowdy bunch. That is true.
We are.
All right. Well, I'll leave you to it. Need anything, and if I can provide it, I'll do my best. And of course, I always get my cut as well.
Of course.
Off the top.
You gotta get paid for connecting.
That's right. All right. So she gets up. She pours herself one more whiskey. She pours you one. She walks over, hands it to you, and she says, "Cheers."
Cheers. Clink.
You guys dip it back, and she sets the glass down and walks out of the door.
All right. So I'll finish my drink and then give Zane a call.
All right. So you hop on your neural net scrambled neural net connectors, and yeah, you give Zane a call, and you hear him pick up. Zane here.
Hey Zane, we got a job.
You got a job.
Yeah, and you know you want in.
Yes, you know. I know that you know I want it.
Absolutely.
He chuckles. He says, "What do you got so far on it?"
Just the client's name. Monet.
Monet.
We're meeting Monet in 2 hours.
All right. You got an address?
Yes.
Good. What sector?
8.
Sector 8. That's not bad territory. That's rich man's territory. So this is gonna be on not quite the upper echelons, but I'm guessing it's gonna be a pretty nice area. All right, I'll meet you there.
All right. I'll meet you there, Zane.
Shoot me the deets.
Will do.
All right. So you sever the scrambled connection, and what would you like to do next?
So, I guess fast forward till we go and meet Zane and this Monet.
All right. So we'll say how are you getting there?
I'm taking my
Lamineer? Your Lamineer? All right. So you hop on the Lamineer bike. You actually walk into the parking garage, and you know Prosperon, even though it's kind of a sprawl crap hole, they still try to prioritize and be efficient as they can be. So the parking kind of works how some of the parking areas in Japan work. Like you drive in your bike, you park it in a slot, and then it rotates and it places your bike in its own little private garage. And this is only in the nicer areas. So you.
And Sector 8 is one of these nicer kind of areas.
Yes, definitely. Okay. Yes. So it scans your neural connection and your retinal scan, and then it sends you information to your neural network. So now you have your ticket number basically to come and grab your bike when you're ready to leave. All right. So when you get to the address, we're gonna use some of our tables here. So everybody, we have some random tables in this game at the end of the core rulebook, and we're gonna go ahead and utilize some of those now. So we're gonna create some things here. So give me just a minute here. I didn't want to write too much for the game because I really wanted to kind of show off some of the mechanics and the tables. So give me just a minute here. EP.12 here. And we got 5. Alright, so the name of the club that she'll be going to is called the Ether Wave.
Ether wave.
Yeah. And then let's go ahead and get you a descriptor. So we got 5. All right. So you notice when you walk into this this club, um, it's late at night, and generally this club would be banging right now. But you know that this is this is a corpo club. A lot of corporate people come to this club, individuals, and it is a weekday, so they're working their tail off, throughout the day. So even though it should be on a weekend, it would be super packed here. But it's not too bad now. There's no line. You get there and you see Zane. He's posted up on the outside, and he's leaning with his back against the wall, and he's got a cigarette in his mouth. He flicks it on the ground. You notice, and then let's go ahead and give you a higher low roll. Higher low.
Low.
All right. So we're gonna display the luck mechanic in the game. Low. Nice. All right. So you rolled a 3. How would you like the weather to be right now?
Clear, sunny.
Nice and
Or
clear.
I guess not sunny because it's night.
But a clear night.
Clear night.
See the beautiful stars out.
Absolutely.
No overcast. Okay.
No overcast.
All right. So it's a perfect night. The stars are nice and bright. You get a nice glimpse of the 4 moons that surround Prosperon. Well, you can't see all 4 of them, but you can see a few of them out in the sky. And yeah, he flicks a cigarette, he stomps on it, and he says, "Oh, how you doing?"
Doing good, but smoking's bad for you.
Yeah, that's what my mother used to say. But you know what? I'm here to make some money.
And we'll definitely make some money.
That's right. All right, so do you guys head in?
Yeah, let's go find this Monet.
All right. And then when you walk in, you get a flash across your retinal screen on your eye, on your bio eye, and across your retinal scan, you get a message that gives you a direction, that gives you a table and like a direction in the club that you need to go. It says in the back to the right, first level, booth, private VIP booth.
Alright, we'll follow the directions.
Alright, so you follow the directions. When you walk in, one of the descriptors that I rolled for you, you notice that the bartenders sitting at the bar, that their movements, like they're kind of dancing and moving and pouring drinks, and the club's sound system and the timing of their movements are kind of linked. So these lights are flashing as they're moving and dancing. It's like a choreographed kind of light show that these bartenders, who are wearing kind of exposed clothing, they're not they're not naked, but but they're
yeah.
Yeah, you get it. Anyways, you walk to the back, to the right, like you said, and you see a hybrid shell sitting there. So it's a woman with a hybrid shell. So it's like half mechanical and half biological. You do know that hybrid shells are the most expensive shell that you can get in Prosperon. But not only is it a hybrid shell, you actually go ahead and give me a roll. Go ahead and give me your neural, your hacking roll. What's it called?
Digital data extraction or system bypass?
System bypass. Go ahead and give me a system bypass roll.
Alright, so cognition, technical, and system bypass. I got a 14 for cognition.
Is that a fail?
Got some success.
That's a success, alright.
And then I got a 4 and a 5, and my technical is 7, so those are both successes.
All successes?
Yes.
Alright, so you run your neural scanner when you walk in on her, and being just that you're so good with that ability, you instantly are able to determine that this isn't just a hybrid shell, but she's also a proxy shell. And you know proxy shells are highly illegal, meaning that there's two of her personality currently split into two different shells.
Gotcha.
Or it could be that she's in this shell and then her primary is her God given body.
Gotcha.
So, you say anything about it?
Nope.
Alright.
Not yet, anyway.
So she crosses her legs and she places her drink down. And the condensation kind of rolls down the side of the glass. And she says, please, take a seat.
Say Monet, I presume?
Yes, I'm Monet.
Alright. I am, of course, Echo. And this is my partner, Zane.
Pleasure to meet you, Zane and Echo. I take it that you've spoken with Rachel, and terms shall be spoken of here?
That is correct.
Okay, so what's your number? What will it take for me to buy you?
Well, it depends on what type of job it is.
Extraction.
Extraction.
Data extraction.
Data extraction. We'll say 10,000 crypto?
You gotta be kidding me.
What's your counter?
I was thinking of being a buyer in at 1,500 crypto.
Well, let's say 5,000 crypto.
2,500.
3,000.
28 and final offer.
I'll take it.
Alright, so actually no, I forgot.
Oh, I'm supposed to call Rachel. I forgot.
Yeah, actually, give me some rolls on that. I forgot. No, yeah, you're trying to influence her, so let's get some influence rolls. All right, so we're gonna see. So
I've got persuasion with my social.
All right, and what's your social at?
6.
All right, so go ahead and give me some influence and persuasion rolls.
So I rolled a 9 for influence. My influence is 8, so that is not a success.
All right, failure on your attribute.
But no, I didn't succeed on any of them.
Ah.
My social is 6, and I rolled a 7 and an 8.
So unfortunately, you're like, how about 10? And she says she absolutely does not go for it, and she says it's gonna be 15. That's my final offer.
All right, I will zip a message over to Rachel.
Okay.
And let her know she is offering 1,500, right?
All right.
Yeah.
So you get, after about 15 seconds, you get a flash across your retinal bioscanner. It's a message from Rachel, and it says 1,500 per job. She says, remember, this is a multi-level job.
Okay.
And I'd say that's fair.
All right. So I will pass that along to Miss Monet. I'll say, all right, 1,500 per job.
She pulls out her classy cigarette holder made out of some type of, actually it's made out of platinum X9, which you know to be a very valuable resource and valuable metal on Prosperon. Definitely much better than the platinum we have here on Earth.
Right.
The platinum is mined from a moon called Plethoris. So we actually developed, or for everybody that's listening, we actually developed minerals and resources that are mined throughout the solar system here in Prosperon. And Platinum X9 is one of those resources that's brings in a lot of money for corporations. And if you get the book, there is a section. We have 2 micro settings. One of them is called Plethoris. The other one is called the Off-Worlders micro setting. And you don't have to buy another book. It's built right into the core rule book. Anyways, we'll continue on. She pulls out her Platinum X9. It's etched in this beautiful etching. It looks like a forest etched into it, like trees hovering, and then it has like Prosperon beasts and creatures on it. And she flips it open. She pulls out a cigarette, and she looks over at Zane and says, "Hey, got a light, big boy?" And Zane pulls out his lighter, leans forward, and gives her a light, and she smokes. So, 1,500, good?
Per job.
She clears her throat. talked to Rachel, didn't you?
You can afford it. I mean,
Okay.
after all, your other illegal activities show that you can afford highly expensive things.
She takes a drag. She looks at you. Go ahead and give me a roll. Go ahead and give me an influence roll.
Persuasion again?
No, not persuasion. No.
Okay. 13 and 7, that's still a fail.
All right. So unfortunately, she gets the hint, but you don't really put any pizzazz or sharpness to it. You don't cut too deep when you say it.
No.
She just takes another drag and says, "Huh, looks like you've been doing your homework, huh?" She says, "Fine, 1,500 each layer of the mission." She kind of hesitates, but she agrees to it. She says, "All right."
Alright. What's our first job?
All right. So she says your first assignment is my boss, and I won't go into details about which corporation we worked for. Let's just say that we are both ex corpos, which is why we came directly to Rachel, since she doesn't work with corpos, obviously.
Absolutely.
We're no longer in that line of business. We became aligned with, the Vanguard.
Absolutely.
Uh, Give me a minute here. We're going to use another table for this. So I purposely did not prep completely because I wanted to utilize the tables. So give me a minute here. And we're going to get the name of this gentleman using the random table. Alright, here we go. So, a D66. So, just to let you guys know that the random table for character names, not only do we have male names, female names, we have a surname, and we have an alias that they can go by. So it's a D66. The way that works is you're just going to roll 2D6. Make sure that one color is designated for the 10s and then the other for the 1s. So if you could, can you give me 2D6, love?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Like I said, I should have been... Give me blackbirds, if you could. Yeah, blackbirds, D6. I need one yellow. Thank you. All right. So we're going to roll. All right, so yellow die is representing the 10s and white for the 1s. So we've got
13.
13. 13 for Mel. It's going to be Jet. And 3 for surname is Kane. Jet Kane. Let's give him an alias. So we're going to just roll 1. Or we're going to roll... Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, Jet. And what do we got here?
45.
45, we've got Vance. So Jet Vance. And he goes by the alias of 31.
Pulse.
Pulse. It goes by Pulse. So she says, yeah, my boss. Also my best friend. Jet Vance. He goes by Pulse.
Oh, I've heard of him. Old Pulse. He's really got his finger on the rhythm.
She squints her eyes and looks at you. Go ahead and are you trying to withhold information, or are you trying to be very open about your ex-corporation dealings?
I'm being open.
So okay, so no need to roll.
Okay.
She says, you work for the corporation.
Unfortunately, but like you, I learned my lesson.
Who was your handler?
Oh, you know that scumbag, Danica the Betrayer?
The one who became CEO after killing this current, or the past CEO in power?
That would be her.
Ah, yes. I'm surprised you're still alive. What's your name?
Well,
Your real name, she says.
Echo.
Echo.
Yeah.
I don't recall that, but I don't have much dealings with Neuralink.
You're probably better off that way.
Yeah. Well, now we don't have any connection with any corporation, so it looks like we're all better off, except for Mr. Vance.
Yes.
He was killed, murdered. Mr. Vance comes from a very rich family. The Vance family is quite rich and well off.
You believe it was corporate driven?
Not his own corporation, no. Not the Vance Corporation. I believe when he decided to part ways with the company, he tried to buy our freedom, basically. And though they took the money, he still ended up dead. And I know they killed him for a very, very special piece of information, which I need you to extract before they figure it out. Now, the information is going to be in the Vance compound, which is heavily guarded and under strict surveillance at all times. And I think somebody undercover for the Vance family is working against us. There's a mole, I know, maybe even multiple. So that's the reason why I can't just go to the family and say, hey, can I borrow his computer for a minute? Then I'll end up dead.
Of course. How quiet do we need to keep this?
You be as loud or as quiet as you need to be.
Awesome. Zane will appreciate that.
Zane, he pops his collar on his leather coat, his leather biker coat. He says, I do appreciate that. I've been itching to bust some heads, especially some corpo heads. So how do you want to do this?
Well, let's look into the Vance household. Do you have any blueprints or any security layout for their family home?
She says, I've only been there a few times. You'll have to do that groundwork yourself.
Okay. Alright, so I guess I need to hack into the web to get like a layout of the building, where they would keep his computer.
Alright, so you're gonna head back to your substrates
My little apartment.
yeah, your little, there's a name for it that I have in the book. It's called it's like a habitation type of hab pod.
Yeah.
So you head back to your habitation pod, and takes you, you're back there in an hour, and you head down to the substrates, pass all the scanners, you're good.
Yeah.
You walk into your not so lavish habitation pod, but it keeps you safe. A few roaches scutter on the ground, and you think to yourself, those roaches even followed us to Prosperon. They can survive anything. And go ahead and give me your rolls here.
So I'm doing system bypass first.
Yep, system bypass.
And I rolled a 15 for cognition, which is not a success.
Alright, fail on your attribute roll.
But I rolled 2 ones for
Oh,
technical.
high five. That is a semi or partial crit. Amazing. Alright, so with a semi-critical like that, you get some pretty juicy intel. So you're able to hack into the city Hall of Records, and you're able to also hack into the Vance, the company that they went through to design their building, the architecture and the engineering for it. You're able to locate all that information, and you have a perfect layout of the entire building, of the electrical, the plumbing, the the air ducts, everything. Great, babe. You had a crit. That's awesome, man.
Yes.
Man, good job.
Alright, so looking at the plans, looking at, I'm guessing probably like the electrical and the ventilation will show where the computers will most likely be held.
Oh, smart thinking. All right, so
Yeah.
I'll give that to you. Yes, so you are able to see with the electrical wiring, you're able to see where there are neural connections that are accessible for through computers or VR neural net connectors. If you want to go VR into the Nexum
Yeah.
or the Nexus, sorry. So yeah, you definitely can see those.
So that area, is that like an interior room? Does it have an outside wall?
There are several of them.
There's several of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
in every main room where you would assume that somebody either sleeps in or living room, they all have at least one neural connection, which is used for going into the Nexus, which is like a virtual reality, kind of like a brain dance in Cyberpunk. But you also know that there's the old net too. So there are also old net connectors, kind of similar to what we have here, but more advanced, a little bit more advanced. It's what like the security systems will run off of. Very secure, super secure, but at the same time, it's just older technology. Like you don't really need your simple security systems and cameras running on such a powerful version of the net as Nexus.
Right.
Right.
So we probably want to go to like what would probably be the security room and access the old net connection first.
Okay.
And then if we can't get what we need that away, then go into one of the other rooms and hack in through their connections.
All right. So you do know that the upper echelon, that this complex, this compound is in the upper echelons. It's actually it's not in the highest buildings where the corporations are, but below the skyline, you have like this particular compound is about half this building. On top, it has like tennis courts and beautiful trees, and you know, it's when you're looking at the pictures online, you're like, wow, this family, the Vance family, has done extremely well for themselves. It's an entire family who runs their corporation, the Vance Corporation, and they're based out of Arco Prime, but they also have locations outside of Freehold and
So Zane, do you have any mining equipment or explosives?
I'll give you a luck die on it. High or low?
High.
Yeah. He
Awesome.
says, you know what? I might be able to help you there. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking if we can come up through the floor from underneath.
With explosives?
Maybe.
I mean, if you don't mind going loud, I don't.
I don't mind going loud.
So, smash and grab,
Yeah.
blow.
Yeah. Come up from below, make a loud bang, hack into the system, find the information we need,
In and out.
in and out.
Could work. He says we're gonna have to be real lucky.
We can try.
We can try.
Worst case scenario, we just blow the whole thing up. I'm just kidding.
He says, all right, I'll make it happen.
Alright.
And then, Monet looks at you and says, I see you guys are devising a plan here. I like the loud and hot because in this particular instance, the mole, which I'm almost 100% certain, it's his siblings. They wanted him out, and they live right there in that compound. So if one happens to catch a stray bullet, I wouldn't mind. Oh, don't worry, it's not. It would just hurt that moment. The entire family's backed up into a neuron drive, so they just reboot the next day.
Of course.
But of course,
Might be good for anger management.
yeah. I mean, like I said, if they catch a stray bullet, and she opens up her neuron link and she sends you over some pictures that you see slide into your view of your bio or cyber eyes, depending on what you want. And in the pictures, you see pictures of the three siblings, two boys and a girl, two women, or two men and a girl, a woman. She says that's them. She says, she looks at you and says, if you were able to find a way to get rid of them permanently, I'd give you an extra $2,000. Crypto on top of that. I'm not sure if you're willing to do something of that magnitude.
That seems a little extreme, but out of character. I am a pragmatist, so if there was a valid reason why it would be more beneficial to Arco Prime and the people for them to be gone permanently, Echo would probably go for it.
She looks at you and she says, let's just say that initially the Vance family have had their corporation for over the last 300 years, based out of Arco Prime. For a long time, the corporations have garnered so much control and have been the festering rottingness of the city for far too long. Now, the Vance family, hundreds of years ago, they started off with a good foothold and tried to actually bring to the forefront an honest, hardworking attitude that faded as time went. So they started off on good intentions, but we know what happens when something's built on good intentions, right?
Absolutely.
Anyways, Mr. Vance's father, Gerald Vance, was trying to get the Vance Corporation back on that track until he magically, or not just magically, but he was killed, just flat out. And they definitely played it off like it was a suicide, but he had nothing to die for like that.
That's not cool.
So the company went to the siblings, including my handler, who tried to get out of the game because he suspects that the Vance Corporation is going to go under at some point. But that's not why he left. That was just the catalyst. So he wanted to cash out his inheritance and leave for good. And that's what we're talking to the Vanguard about. Well, I guess they didn't like that. And I'm pretty sure that his siblings had him killed, is what I'm guessing. I can't prove it yet, but that's what I think happened. And let's just say the Vance Corporation is not... Let's actually roll on the table for this one. So let's see what the Vance Corporation does. How does that sound?
Alright.
So, this is colonies. Colony tables. More colony tables. Here we go. Corporations. So this is going to be a D66 as well.
15.
15. Private military contractors and covert operations. So the Vance family is pretty much like a private contracting military, and they also deal with covert operations. So so they get paid the big bucks. I will say that the the Vance family, though when they did their contracts in the past, it was still a legitimate business. But now they're doing off the books, uh, you know, pretty much executing like some really bad operations around Prosperon, black site stuff, kidnappings and murders for hire, and just things that are just bad. And
Yeah.
since the siblings have taken control of the company, they have been doing things on a mass scale. Uh, in certain hot zones, they're going in and they're just laying waste to local militia.
No bueno.
No bueno. So these three siblings are definitely they definitely don't have a good spirit.
Right. So that could definitely be in Arco Prime's best interest to end them permanently.
She says, like I said, there's an extra $2,000 in it for you if you can make it happen. But like I said, even if they catch a stray bullet and are gone for a day or two, maybe that'll make them wake up and realize that what they're doing is not cool.
So, if I had a knowledge roll to see if they would keep their backup on that facility, or if they would store it off-site.
Go ahead and give me a roll. Yeah, it's gonna be a hazard level of 3 though, so it's gonna be -6.
Okay, well, the cognition was obviously a fail. That was an 18.
Okay.
But the knowledge was a success with a 4.
Even with the I'm sorry, I forgot to let you know. I'm changing rules as well.
Oh.
So I haven't made it yet, but the hazard level is also going to bring down skills by 1 though, only by 1.
By 1.
Yes.
So if it's hazard level 3,
It'll be
then my
-3.
7 will be a 4.
Oh, so you still succeeded.
So I still succeeded.
Nice. On 2 dice, huh?
Just the 1.
Okay, so yeah, so that's a partial success. So just to let everybody know who hasn't seen the rulebook or hasn't read any of the rulebook, which is free by the way, you can download the rules for free and check it out on Drive-Thru RPG. Just search for Prosperon Cyberpunk RPG. That's Prosperon, a Bio-Cyberpunk RPG, and I Drive-Thru RPG, and it'll bring up the free version of the rules. And then, of course, if you want the lore, the rules, everything, the tables, the book right now, since we're still working on it, is only $4.99. It's a steal. It's almost 300 pages. So yeah, pick up a copy, guys. We would really love that. And my wife did, lots of artwork for it. We worked with another artist who did some great artwork in it. He chose to remain anonymous, but we appreciate his help. Anyways, we'll get back to the game. All right. So what were you saying, Liv? I'm trying to remember what you said.
Oh, that Echo could see how it'd be good for...
Oh, good for Prosperon.
Yeah, and I was rolling to see if I would know where they kept their backup.
Okay, so with a partial success... oh yeah, by the way, partial successes, if you to kind of understand the mechanics of the game, there's both an attribute and a skill roll. The attribute roll is done with a d20, and the d20 carries more weight. So if you succeed on your attribute roll with your d20, that's a greater success than simply succeeding on your skill die, which is a d10. So in this particular case, Deb managed to succeed on her skill die, but failed her attribute die roll. So this is what you call a partial success. And I'm sure you guys are familiar with the partial success kind of system. If you've ever played Blades in the Dark or anything of that's in that wheelhouse, I'm sure you understand the whole partial success thing. But anyways, you did get a partial success, and you don't fully know exactly where these backups are held, but you do know that they're gonna be off-site somewhere.
Okay.
And you would suspect that it would have something to do with Helix Medical.
So offsite probably with Helix Medical.
Right. Helix Medical is the company that monitors, controls, and sells the bioshells or biosplicing to do the transference, the body transference. It all goes through Helix Medical. They're the ones who pretty much wrote the book on it. They're the law when it comes to that.
Can I write a virus that might get into their system and cause issues with the backups?
Okay, so you do know that that the big corporations like this, you're gonna need to be in the corporation even to even think about remotely. I'm gonna say it's too far out of your ability to hack it from a distance. They just have people who are better, just better,
right?
Better than your character,
right.
But for sure, if you can get into a Helix Metal facility and directly connect neurally to it, you have a better shot.
Okay, so that might be something for later, not this mission.
Could be.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, well, I think we have a plan for this mission, and we're good to go.
Zane looks at you. He says, you know what? I never thanked you. He pulls out his gauntlets. Thank you for fixing them for me.
Oh, you're welcome, buddy.
Thank you for breaking them, too.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna mention that part.
He says sarcastically.
I was hoping you forgot about that, Zane.
Yeah. He says, alright, well, when you want to get started?
As soon as you get your explosives ready, I'm ready to go.
He's like, not a problem. He says, take your bike home, or leave your bike here, we'll take the workhorse.
Alright.
He says, you're driving.
Alright.
Alright, so you hop in the car. He kind of points the direction for you. You don't have a ton of mobility, do you?
No, I do not.
Okay, so you're just gonna drive normally though. You're not trying to do anything crazy.
Right.
So you're fine. Yeah. So you're kind of. He says do a couple laps around the block. You see him in the back. He's mixing some chemicals, and he's gonna make a roll as well. All right. So this is not fully his forte. Let's see how good this bomb's gonna be. Ooh, that's a botch.
Oh no.
Okay, so yeah, he made a bomb, all right. Yeah, he definitely made a bomb. We'll just say that, and we'll keep going.
All right.
He says, we're ready.
All right, so I'll go to the facility that's underneath their house.
All right. So you guys are gonna go ahead and give me a stealth check, and I'm gonna say that your NPC, his stealth check is gonna be dependent on you. So as long as you pass your stealth check, he'll pass his as well.
And stealth is physical?
Stealth is physical. That's correct.
I did not succeed. I rolled an 11 and a 7, and my power is 10, and my physical is 4.
So you failed all
I
together.
failed, yeah.
All right.
I am not very sneaky.
All right. So so you enter. You're able to get to that floor, but you do notice that there are scanner drones all on that floor, and this is a business level. So you guys had to go ahead and give me another roll. So you didn't pass that one, but also give me a technical roll, and this is going to be for breaking in.
I succeeded both of those.
Nice.
I got a 13 and a 6.
All right.
My cognition is 14 and my technical is 7.
All right.
So I succeeded on both.
All right. So with your tech kit, you're able to wire into the door. You're able to hack it. You're in. You're on a floor of like a smaller, mid-sized business. Not a mega corporation, but a smaller business. They deal in marketing, and above you is going to be. But unfortunately, you failed your last roll, so you made it up there. But when you get up there, you notice that there are scanner drones, and two of them have locked onto you guys, and They start to kind of flash red lights here. But go ahead and you know what? Give me another technical roll.
Okay.
And this is gonna be hazard roll 1 minus 2.
6 and 7, which are both.
Success.
Oh no. 6 is a success, and 7 is not.
All right. So you succeed on your attribute.
Yes.
All right. So I'll say when you were able to hack the door, since you succeeded on both your tech rolls, when you hacked the door, you were also able to sever the connection for any type of contact to Arco Prime PD. Well done. But you do still have the drones that you have to worry about, and they are armed drones. There are 2 of them. They stand about.
Pull out my infinity bow.
All right.
And shoot one.
All right. So go ahead and give me a initiative roll. All right. So initiative rolls, the way they work in this game, guys, it's gonna be 1d10 rolls plus half the character's power added to it.
I rolled a 10, and my power is 10, so that's 15.
That's 20, isn't it? 10.
You said half of the power?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
15.
15. All right. So Zane's gonna roll. He rolled a 3 and power 14. So 7, 8, 9. Oh yeah, you beat him. And then the drones are going to roll, and they rolled 6,
9.
9. Ooh, but you still win though. So yeah, so you are good to go. You guys get to go first. Would you like Zane to go first, or would you like to go first?
I'll go first.
All right. So you got these 2 drones. They are locked onto you, and they're hovering around. They're kind of hovering around you in a 360 pattern. One of them's going right, one of them's going left, and they're locked onto you. So you pull out your infinity bow.
Yes.
All right.
And I don't get any stealth.
No, because
that,
you
'cause I
failed
my
your roll.
stealth.
Yeah, you failed your stealth roll. Yeah.
But I do get plus 1d10 for combat skill rolls.
Yes.
So I am
For
shooting
street tactics, right?
on the bow. One of the tags on the bow is 1d10 to combat skill.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then I also have street tactics.
Right.
So I get 3 d10s, right?
Well, street tactics is not going to be. The bow is a more of a finesse type weapon.
Okay.
Yeah. So street tactics.
So no street tactics.
Yeah.
Let's see. Power, I rolled a 13, which is not a success. But I rolled a 6 and a 1. My combat is a 5. The 1 was the success.
Nice. So that not quite as you have to roll 2 ones to get a semi crit.
Yeah.
But you do get a traditional success. All right. So how much damage does your bow do?
It does 5 damage.
All right. So the armor on this thing is 2 armor. So you do 3 damage to it. You said 5 damage?
Yes.
All right. So you do 3 damage to it. So we're now drone 1, drone 2.
2. And 1 is down 3 damage.
Yes.
And so now it is Zane's turn.
All right. Zane looks at you. He says, "All right, boss. Which one am I going for?"
Go for the other one.
All right, he says. All right. So Zane has a power of 14, and he has enhanced strength. He's gonna use his electric gauntlets.
You're gonna punch that drone right out of the sky.
Yep, and plus he gets 1. Alright, so he's gonna make his roll. He crit.
Nice.
He rolled a 1. And you rolled a 4.
Nice.
But he failed his attribute, so it's just a regular success. Alright, so he slams his fist together, which charges up his gauntlets, and then he uses his move action. He sprints across, and then he slams his fist into the second drone, smashing it real good. And his gauntlets do let's do 4 damage. So
he does 2 damage.
2 damage, yeah.
Alright, so now it's Drone 1's turn.
Alright. So, Drone 1, high or low?
And that's the one I attacked.
Yeah.
So low. And it's low. It's 5.
Nice. So it's going to attack Zane, Mr. Zane. Zane's gonna roll to dodge, so he's got his physical. Oh, actually, Zane was supposed to get another die. He has Blade Runner.
Ah.
Alright, so physical. He succeeds. So he successfully is able to parry, or he's successfully able to kind of get out of the way as the drone fires off a few rounds. And he can't dodge the bullet, but the way dodging works in this game is a little differently. It's basically you're not dodging the bullet, but you're maneuvering in such a way where it makes it harder for the target for you to be hit. Like for instance, when it's point blank, the hazard level goes up to dodge. That makes sense.
Yes.
Right. But he was still successful because he's highly skilled physically and highly skilled in combat. So second drone is going to be attacking you. Hazard level is going to be at 1. So it's going to be -2.
I rolled a 4 and a 10.
Nice.
The 10
Ooh,
is a botch.
that's a botch.
But the 4 is a success.
Yeah.
But
But
10 does not help.
no, that's good. So that's still a botch, unfortunately. But it's not a full-fledged botch. It's like a semi-botch.
Yeah.
Alright, so you'll take half damage extra. So the drone kind of uses his move action and he circles around you, and you're kind of keeping your eye on it, and then it fires off a few rounds from its appendages, and a bullet catches you right in the shoulder. And how much your armor at?
+2.
+2 to armor.
Yeah.
So you take 2 damage.
2 damage. Alright.
No, I'm sorry. 3 damage. Yeah, because it was a semi-crit, so you take extra damage.
Alright. And I'm going to shoot at Drone 1 again.
Alright, go for it.
Make sure I don't have something else that would work better. No, I'm gonna shoot at Drone 1.
Alright.
Oh. So my attribute roll was a botch,
Whoa.
and then my 2 combat rolls were successes. But the
Oh, so that's
attribute-
good. That's good though. That's
Yeah.
just a regular failure.
Okay.
That's good. So 2 successes on your skill die equate to a semi. Well, actually, no. It's just a failure. Yeah, you're
Okay.
good. It's just a failure. So you're able to combat that one. That could have been bad.
Right.
All right.
So I shoot at Drone 1 and just miss.
Yeah. So you completely miss with your bow, your infinite bow.
Yeah, and so now it's Zane's turn.
All right. Zane looks at you. He uses his free action. He speaks with you. He says, "Am I on the same one, boss?"
Yes.
All right. He says,
Take it out.
Taking it out. And he's gonna go ahead and since so he has the perk, or he has the diversity tag called Blade Runner, plus he has blunt weapon prowess, so that gives him 2 extra d10 plus the 1 plus the d plus 14 power. He rolls 13 success, or no, it's
You said it was hazard level
has
1.
level 1, so not a success. 2's a success, 3's a success, so he has that's a regular success.
Okay.
So Zane kind of circles around this creature, or this creature circles around this drone, catches it with a left hook, BAM! And you just hear this kind of distorted sound come out of it as it gets slammed with his electrical gauntlets, and it takes another 2 damage.
So drone 2 is down 4.
Yes.
So drone 1's turn.
All right. High or low?
Low.
Nice. It's going after Zane again. Alright. So Zane's alright, so the drone is going to declare to fire off some more rounds, but he's going to the drone's going to hold his action and try to hit for additional damage. So it's going to take aim is the name of the mechanic. And it takes aim for an entire round, and if he hits the next round, then he will do double damage, as it'll be a type of vulnerable shot. Could be to the liver, something similar to that, or could be just a vulnerable area.
All right.
So he's going to hold his action, and second drone is going to go after you, and it's going to use its move action to circle around you again, and it's going to try to hit you. So go ahead and roll to dodge. Or roll to maneuver, I should say. You're not really dodging, you're just kind of maneuvering.
7 and 10. Ooh. So it was hazard level 1.
Yes.
So that's a success. The 7 is. The 10 is not.
What about your attributes?
The 7 is the attribute.
Okay. So the 7's a success.
Yes.
And the 3.
Oh, that one's not. That wasn't rolled.
Okay, so the good news is this is just another failure. It's not a bunch. It's just a failure. Man, I'm sorry, babe. Alright, so, but it's not a botch, so you don't take additional damage or any type of, because you can either take additional damage or sometimes the GM might declare that you take a status effect by getting knocked off your feet or something like that.
Yeah.
But you're good. So you take 2 more damage. So it rotates around you in flight, makes a cool sound, and boom, boom, fires off a round that hits you in your other shoulder.
Alright, well, it's my turn again. I am going to use some Lexmedius.
Alright.
I'm going to do a quick heal.
Alright, go ahead and do a quick heal.
So that was a 4.
That's a success.
And a 7 and 8. Those were not successes.
Alright, but your attribute was the most important one, so go ahead and give me a D6 roll. Or D4, sorry.
D4.
Alright, everybody, so what she's doing is she's rolling the magical system in the game called Lexmedius by the older orders, and it's also known as Sinometry by the newer orders. Now, it's supposed to be a type of magic, but it can be scientifically explained. So there's like an understanding of how it works, which if you get the core rulebook, the lore will break it down for you. So we're gonna try to release as much content as we can through videos. Like we've been doing these really cool narration videos using the characters from the book. So yeah, definitely watch out for those. We'll be releasing those every week or two to give you a little bit more taste of Prosperon. And then hopefully if you guys like it, you guys will pick up the book. We'd really love that. Yeah, so that's what she's using right now. She's using Lexmedius, which is it operates the same way as the other skills, and your cognition roll is the attribute you have to use when you're rolling your Sinometry or Lexmedius roll. So she did succeed with her attribute roll, so that means that she's going to be able to heal herself for a D4.
Which I rolled a 2.
So she gets 2 health back. So you see that bullet you took in the shoulder, it sucks up and pops out of your skin, and then your skin heals over.
And I suddenly feel like Wolverine.
Yes. And you hear the bullet bing bing bounce on the ground.
Zane's turn.
All right. So Zane once again looks at you and says, "Am I on the same one, boss?"
You might want to take out drone 1 since it's aiming at you.
All right. I'm on it. So he has Blade Runner, so it's 1 plus weapons plus crit. That's a hardcore. That's a nice crit.
Nice.
He's got 4 plus an 11. 4 success. Or, yeah, 4 successes. So, I forgot his weapon. Let me find his weapon real quick. And then, vehicle catalog. Should be right. Mantis blade, or Mantid blade, Wolverine blades, everything. So he's using his gauntlets, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so the gauntlets do like something special when you crit. So one thing about this game is there are on-hit effects with a lot of the weapons. So definitely don't forget to write those down like I did. Now I'm looking for the weapon. Oh, it's a melee weapon. So it would be... No, I was right. Melee weapon at the beginning. Ranged weapons, here we go. Now on the melee. Attack. No, Thunder Hammer.
I guess before that.
Yeah, it's before that. Resonance Knuckles. Concussive Bastion Amplification. I think it's the Resonant. Let me just double check. Memorex Staff. Arrow Whip. Amplified Gauntlets. Here we go. 4 damage. Alright, so Energy, Shield Protection, and Concussive Force are the army attacks. So Cybernetic Gloves amplify the wearer's natural energy, projecting it as a concussive force or protective barriers. When attacked by a melee weapon, the wielder can smash the gauntlets together to create a shield. I forgot to do that, sorry. Projection that grants 1 bonus armor. This ability can only be used once per round. The shield can be deployed against only 1 attack if the wielder is targeted by multiple enemies. Additionally, on a critical attack, the gloves emit a concussive force that knocks back the opponent. The GM must roll a high or low luck die to determine whether the target is stunned for an entire round or merely knocked out of attack range, forcing the target to use their move action to re-engage. The player may choose either a D10 or D20 as their luck die and call it as a result. So I'm going to let you call it D10 or D20.
High 20.
High?
Yeah, high.
Nice!
19, nice.
So he's literally, he takes this, he punches, he rotates around this drone. He gives it a right uppercut, boom, and it releases this concussive force wall that goes through that vibrates through the drone, disrupting its internal components, and it falls to the ground, kind of shaking and sparking a little bit, and he takes 6 damage. Or yeah, he takes 6 damage minus 2.
4 damage.
No, I'm sorry, it's double damage. No, he takes 8 damage minus 2.
So 6 damage.
6 damage.
That was six, so he is down 9.
This drone's looking beat up, man. It's sparking. It's on its last leg, and it can't even go this next turn.
Okay, so it was actually its turn now. So since it can't go, now it's drone 2's turn.
All right, drone 2, high or low?
High.
High. Ooh, going after you this time. All right, so drone's going to declare to use its move action to its arm comes out, and it has like this electrical node on it, and it's going to try to prod you with this node and zap you with it. So go ahead and give me a maneuver roll. So it's not shooting at you this time for some reason. You're not sure why, but it switched from lethal to non-lethal.
Okay. So let's dodge this. 16 and 4. So the 16 is a failure, but the 4 is a success.
Alright, so that's a partial success. So it manages to kind of nip you on the side, on your back shoulder blade, and it sends a electrical pulse through your body, and you take 2 damage. It's 4, but you only take 2. But the thing is, if you crits with that thing, it's gonna cause an electrical disruption. So.
Back in 5, and it is my turn again.
Yep.
So infinity bow.
All right.
To drone 1.
The one that's on the ground.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to take it out.
All right.
Well, it's not a success, but 3 and 4 are.
That's a success. That's a normal success. Two minor successes equal a regular success. All right. So how are you wanting to kill this thing?
I'm gonna shoot it like center mass.
Center mass.
Yeah.
Put your energy bow right through it.
Yeah.
All right. So you draw back with your infinite bow. You fire off one of your energy arrows, and it goes right through its center mass and just burns this plasma hole right through the center of it. And then it just the lights flicker, and then it goes out. Now you have 1 remaining, and it's Zane's turn.
Yes.
All right, so Zane, he reaches behind his back and pulls out his trusty electric hammer. So he switches from his gauntlets to his what is it called again?
Is it Thunderhammer?
Thunderhammer. Yep. Switches to his Thunderhammer, and he kind of slams it. He holds it with one hand, slams it into his other hand. Makes a chuckle, and then he goes in for a giant swing. And he's gonna attack. That's 6.
Yes.
So
You got 6, 6, 6.
so success.
4.
Yeah, success. Because even -1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so success. So
They're all successes.
he crits again. Damn. Okay. So the Thunderhammer does something completely different. He's good at fighting, by the way.
Yes.
The Thunderhammer, the Mighty Maul, immense kinetic capability, until it releases a thunderous discharge on every fixing attack. The concussive force tag delivers electric damage, staggering enemies, but it does something on crit too. The impact shimmers include induce fear, tag triggers, quick light. Okay, so these guys are immune to fear. The GM rolls to determine whether an enemy is stunned for a round or in fear for 2 rounds or completely freeze in fear. Okay, so I'm gonna say, so this one's gonna release a concussive force that's going to not knock this thing down, but it's going to knock it out of range. So he comes down, hammers on it, and then as his hammer continues to travel to the floor, this vibration, just force comes off of it, and it pushes this drone back like 25 feet.
I'm seeing the brutes from Halo, where they have their big hammers that they come and hit with
Right.
it. That's what I'm seeing in my head.
Right. Alright, so he does knock it out of range. And he does 8 damage, so 6 damage. This might take him out, actually. Let's count up. Let's see what we got.
That puts it at 10.
Oh, okay, so he actually does kill him. So he grabs his hammer, smashes it into his hand, takes it in both fists. He comes up, he comes overhead with 2 hands. Oh, and he just shatters this drone. Sends his hammer through the drone. It crits, and it explodes into metal shards. Oh, he does a warrior's call, and then he takes the hammer and slaps it on his back. He says, "Now we're even. You got one, I got one." And he kind of nudges your shoulder a little bit.
And as Mirai staggers over from the nudge, she's like, "Oh," and go over to I'll go over to drone 1, and yeah, because drone 2 is the one he exploded, so there's nothing usable left of it.
Right.
I'm gonna see if drone
Salvage.
1 has any useful salvage.
All right, so go
components left.
ahead and give me a technical roll. Do you have any type of salvage diversity tags?
I do not.
Okay, so it's just gonna be the 1 and then your attribute
That is a success.
on all accounts.
Yeah, I rolled an 11 and a 5.
Perfect. Yeah, so
That's a
you're
success.
yeah, I'll say you're able to salvage some pretty cool pieces out of this. So next time you go to actually create something using your tech ability, you'll have some workable pieces from this. We'll call them odds and ends. That will contribute to any type of electronic you're building in the future.
Alright. I'll just put that here. Salvaged pieces from drone. Okay. Alright, and I'll say, alright, Zane, let's get in this building.
All right. So in your eyepiece, in your in your bio-engineered eye, you can see a map of the building that you found when you hacked into the engineer's office, who designs the engineer and the architect's offices to get the layout. So in your eyepiece, you see the map as you're walking. It's directing you right to where you need to go.
Right.
You get to where you need to go, and you look up, and you look down, and you notice that there is like a fireplace type thing. It's like a fake, like a for looks only. A big fireplace, right where it's at. So Zane goes up to the fireplace. He opens it up, and he looks up, and he goes, "Fake fireplace. There's not even a hole up here."
I guess we can just climb up. Don't even have to explode anything.
No, there's no hole.
Oh, no hole.
Yeah, he says no hole. Why would they do this? He says.
I don't know. That's weird.
Corporals have too much money on their hands, man.
Yeah.
But he says, guess what? I got it ready.
All right.
So he pulls out this like homemade. It's got like these like these cylinders. It looks like a cylinder bomb. Basically, it's got two metal cylinders that are full of some type of explosive, and it's connected. It's got wires. It just looks like makeshift, you know.
Right.
Go ahead and give me a technical roll. Hazard level 3 or 2. Sorry, -4 and -2 respectively.
2 on my attribute is a total success.
Nice.
5 on my technical is also a success.
Even -2.
Yeah, because my technical is
Nice.
7.
Nice. That's a semi crit right there.
Yeah.
Semi crit. Oh no, you have to roll a 1 to get a crit. I forgot. Or you have to do multiple. You have to do up to 3 successes to get a crit. But it's still an amazing success. It's awesome. So you look at this thing, and you're not a bomb expert in any way or explosives expert, but you know for a fact that if this thing goes off, it's gonna be a bigger boom than you thought, than you want it to be, or not. Maybe you do want it to be.
Say, Zane, that's gonna be a big boom.
He looks at it and says, "No, I got the measurements right."
Just in case, when we set that off, we want to be in a different building.
It's not gonna be that big. Just a different room. We should be all right.
I don't know, Zane. I'm pulling you out. Set
All
it
right,
off and let's get out of the building.
All right. So he takes it and shoves it up into the fireplace, the fake fireplace, and you guys walk over to the door you came out of from the staircasing. And Zane closes the door and he's looking in. He's watching. He's like, okay, this good?
Well, let's get a little further back.
All right. So he closes the door. You guys go down the stairwell a little bit more.
Okay.
He says, we good now?
Yeah, we should be good.
And then he He's got this big grin. He's got this huge grin. And he takes his detonator. And he's like, you ready? And
Yeah.
one.
I stick my fingers in my ears and crouch down.
And two. And you feel this tremor. And then you feel a shockwave emit through the building. And it's pretty big. But not big enough to where you really need to be in another building, but you feel the concussive force that this bomb just protruded from it.
Alright.
You go back up to investigate?
Yes.
Alright, so you go back up to investigate and high or low?
I'll say, I'm sorry you missed the fireworks, Zane. It would have been fun to see, but...
D10, D20?
20.
High or low?
High.
Ooh, just low.
Aw.
Just low. Alright, so unfortunately, none of the guards were taken out, or none of them were in that room when it went off. So it doesn't make the job any easier. But it does open a nice, big, gaping hole in the ceiling to the room that you need to be in. And it also ripped off the side panel of the building. So when you go into that room, you can look out the door into Arco Prime. So Arco Prime is just sitting there. You know.
We gave him the skylight.
Yes.
Well, I guess a sky wall.
Yeah, you gave them a sky wall, yes. And it's, 2 o'clock in the morning right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, high or low?
Low.
Oof. Not high. This is varying degrees of success on this roll.
Yeah.
You don't have much time. You need to work fast.
Alright, Zane, watch my back while I get
Alright.
into this computer.
Alright, I'm going to give you... See what you got. Ooh, you crit, babe. So you have 6 turns in order to hack this before you are descended upon by security from the vans.
Alright. So I'm gonna hack into their system.
Alright, so your first roll is going to be 1 turn. So go ahead and give me your roll. And this is to...
And I get 1 for system bypass.
Yes, you do. You get an extra D10 for system bypass.
Ooh. Well, I got a 20, so that's a botch.
That's a botch.
But I rolled a 2 and a 7, which are successes.
That's still a botch.
Still a botch. Alright.
Yes. If you had rolled a 3rd success on your skill, but it's not a full botch though. It's a partial botch. So yeah. So you hack into the system, and you trigger a secure countdown event, basically. And in your retinal scanner, runs across your screen, it says scanning initiated. And they're scanning you right now. They're scanning you for your location. So that drops you, since the botch, it drops you from 5 turns to 3 turns to get it done.
Okay.
So you lose a turn. So you'll have to do that roll again.
Alright, I'm gonna do a sonometry roll for focus boost,
Okay.
which will give me +1 to cognition for 1 turn.
Go ahead and give me your roll. Crit, please.
6 for cognition.
Success.
An 8 and a 1.
So 2 success. Ooh, that's a crit. You did crit.
So the 8 is not a success, but the 1 is a crit.
And the attribute, right, is a success.
The attribute is a success.
So that's a true crit. So you get 2 to cognition. So you get 2, not just 1.
+2 to cognition. Alright, so then I can roll.
It should be cognition and influence.
I just have cognition written down. Is it influence now?
Yeah, it's both. It's both now.
And influence. I'll have to change that on my sheet.
Yeah, I did change that mechanic. So
Alright, so now that I've got that, I'm gonna do the system bypass again.
Alright, go ahead and knock out your system bypass. Come on, babe.
So 16 is now a success.
16 is now... Oh, yeah, because you're above 16 now, huh?
Yeah, because I was 14.
Yeah, it's so brilliant. Good job, babe. High five. Well done.
And
Smart
then
thinking.
my technical skills, I rolled a 6 and a 7, which are both successes.
Nice. Okay, so that's a semi-crit. So yeah. So on this turn, which is, you got 3 left, you successfully neural hack into no, not neural hack. This is the old net, right?
Yeah, the old system.
So you successfully hack into using like a virtual keyboard, kind of like the old systems. You're in the system. You're able to break his code, and you're in his computer now. And when you get in here, you notice that there's software on here that somebody was installing trying to crack the code to get in here. Yet they couldn't do it, but you managed to do it with a crit.
Okay.
So you know somebody was working on this computer.
Someone else was trying to hack the system.
Right. And high or low?
High.
High. Nice!
Nice.
Alright, the moment that you establish the connection, you see on the screen a copy bar starting to, but you never initiated the copy. Somebody was waiting for that connection.
So someone else is copying information.
Right. Now give me an extraction for what you need. You found it, now you just gotta extract it.
Alright.
And now you have 2 turns. Come on. Another crit. Another crit.
Success. I rolled an 11 for attribute.
Nice.
A 3.
Nice.
And a 1.
A crit! Another crit! You did it again!
Nice.
Nice! See, this is one thing you're really good at. You may not be the best at combat, but you're a good hacker.
I am.
And I really wanted the system to reflect that. I wanted characters to actually be good at maybe that 1 or 2 things, you know?
Yes.
At least. Or a jack of all trades. But I really, if they wanted to be a specialized individual, I want them to be good at it, you know? I want you to be successful. Not all the time, but, you know, I want you to be better than anybody else at the job, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, you succeed with a semi-crit, and you extract all the data you need, but you realize when you're done extracting, the other copy that was going is also done extracting, and then the connection is severed.
I was gonna try to mess with them and send them false information or something.
Nah, unfortunately, that's part of the GM discretion there. It's gonna happen either way. The luck roll was just to see if you recognized it or not.
Okay.
And you did.
Copies of information. Other person also.
If you didn't know, everybody, my wife likes to write down our game. So as we play the game, she writes all the information down, and that's what we use for the lore in the book. So we'll take her writings, I'll rewrite it, I'll turn it into a story, and then that's what we're going to start using for all the lore videos, the narration videos on our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on Discord. Just search for Prosperon, Bio-Cyberpunk RPG, Discord. There'll also be a link to that below. So yeah, we would love to guys have you a part of our Discord channel. And we're gonna keep playing here for a little bit, but I'm sure you're getting kind of tired, aren't you, babe? Or are you good?
Yes, we've been playing for a while.
Okay, so we'll finish up this mission and then we'll call it there.
Alright, well, I got what I need. I'm gonna say, alright, Zane, let's get out of here.
Alright, so 1 down to 1 turn. Alright, give me a physical roll.
Which I am not a very physical character. And I did terrible. I rolled an 18, which is a failure, and a 10.
Oh, you botch.
I botched.
Oh my goodness. Alright, so on your last turn, you're almost home free. You go to jump down the hole that you've created. And
Probably tripped and fell on my face.
You get hung up on a piece of rebar.
Oh no.
And as you fall down, you're stuck in the rebar now. And you're hanging, dangling down. And Zane manages to successfully jump down. And he's like, "What are you doing? No sleeping on the job."
I'm gonna pull out my shadow claws and try to cut whatever got caught on the rebar.
Alright, so that is the last turn. So go ahead and give me a combat roll. And this,
Combat.
yeah.
Street tactics.
Sure.
Oh. I botched big time.
Oh no.
I rolled a 20, a 4, and a 10.
Oh my goodness.
I
Oh, that's a double.
Yeah.
That's a double crit. Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
the worst crit in the game, babe.
It is.
Oh my goodness. Okay, everybody, this is the first double crit we've ever had in the game. That's what, when that happens, that means you rolled a 20. You rolled the highest on both die, on both your skill and your attribute die. Your skill and attribute die both are critical failures. So you take your shadow blade and you go to swipe to cut yourself down, and you stab it right through your foot.
Ow.
And you take 6 damage. You almost nearly sever your foot off. And your armor is not going to help you here. It's a vulnerable spot. And then, after you practically sever half your foot off, you then proceed to fall, because you do sever the connection from the rebar to your shoe, your boot, and then you fall a story and a half, head first, and slam into the floor below, and you take another 5 damage, which knocks you unconscious.
Which that puts me at 16 damage.
What is your health normally at?
20.
Okay.
So I've got 4 health left.
So you're unconscious right now. So this is gonna be some luck dice to determine what happens next. So, high or low. Or you can opt to use your martyr token. If you use your martyr token, that means you or Zane will have to sacrifice themselves for one of these.
I'm gonna go ahead and do the luck.
Luck die?
Yeah.
Alright.
And do low.
Low.
Yeah.
No, you did it! Alright, so you don't die. And you're not caught. But what happens is Zane grabs you, and Zane secretly had prepared another bomb and throws it behind him as you're draped over his shoulder. And then he's running out the entrance you guys came through. And then he takes the detonator, fires it off, and it blows up that building, and it blows you guys through the door. And a rush of fire just singes you guys, and it blows you into the stairwell. And Zane takes 4 damage, and you take another 2 damage. Since he was holding you, he was in front of you, or he had you like this, he took most of the brunt of the damage. So he takes 4, you take 2. But you guys managed to get away. But you are extremely hurt.
Right.
You are almost dead.
Yeah. I've got 2 health left.
Actually, you're not almost dead, but you're about to start eating your resilience up.
Okay.
Yeah, I changed that mechanic too. So even after all your health is gone, you still have your resilience to depend on. But as you start taking resilience damage, you will start to take conditions.
Right.
So you were getting to that point. So we'll end it there. You were blown into the stairwell. You and Zane. Zane's fine. He stands up. He slings you over his shoulder, and you guys make haste out of there. And you guys make it back to the Alicon workforce. And will fade to black. Until next time. Well done, babe.
Thank you.
Well done. All right, guys. So that's the game we've been running for several months now. That's the mission that she did. Now, I'm not the best GM in the world, but I definitely did my best to run this game the best I possibly could. We're gonna be adding some music to it as well from one of our from our amazing soundtrack designer Visoto. Like I said, you can check out his music and the soundtrack on YouTube. You can check it out on Amazon Music, Spotify. He has it posted up everywhere. It's an amazing soundtrack, and the best part is you can stream the music absolutely with no copyright issues. So as long as you're not using it for anything nefarious, you are welcome to use the music. He gave us permission. He gave all of you permission. Also, check out his Patreon. So Visoto also has a Patreon. That's Visoto. That's Visotto. Visotto. Go check out his Patreon. Go ahead and support him and just keep him in business, guys. Just keep him making music. I definitely plan on using Visoto again for the next project. Keep an eye out for that. So me and my wife got some cool news. We decided that before we do our fantasy game, which there's a fantasy game I want to develop using the Prosper system with some tweaks. But before that, we want to do a expansion to the game or a nice supplement to the game in regards to the alien species that is in the world of Prosperon called the Zendarians. So there's a race of alien called the Zendarians that once lived on Prosperon before what happened. If you want to learn the story about the Zendarians, go ahead and grab the book. The lore is all in there, and you can learn about what happened to their culture, why they ended up abandoning the planet for thousands of years, and the supplement is going to be the return of the Zendarian. So we're going to bring in an alien species, an alien race, and possibly alien race that you can actually play as a Zendarian. Like a rebel Zendarian would be cool. So yeah, we just got a bunch of cool stuff that we have planned, and we're glad that you guys hung out with us today. So yeah, we're gonna be posting this up as soon as we can. Gonna get edited, and you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Dad, would you like to say anything tonight?
Thanks for joining us, and join us again in 2 weeks when we run the next session.
Yep, sounds good. All right, guys, take it easy.